My name is VP Jyoti. I am the General Secretary of the Singapore Cricket Association and also the Vice President of the Singapore Indian Association. This is a great time for all cricket-loving people in Singapore, and for the first time in my lifetime, we are getting a lighted cricket stadium in Singapore. I never thought this would be possible. It has come to fruition, and this is going to be a great thing for our national team, our national players, and also all top-class players who are going to enjoy playing cricket under a lighted stadium.
I am Subir Ghatak, Deputy President of Singapore Cricket Association, which is a national governing body of cricket. We are here going to all meet over here to inaugurate the floodlights in IA cricket ground, which is going to be a history, which will help cricket to go to the next level. And following that, we will be also celebrating the SCA League Awards 2017. We will be recognizing each and every heroes of cricket over here of 2017. I wish everybody a lot of surprises today evening. Thank you very much.
Today is the awards night. The best cricketers in the country who have delivered in the last year are getting recognized tonight. We are all very excited because we know that come the next year, we have very good facilities that have been installed by the Singapore Cricket Association with the assistance of Singapore Sport, where we are going to have floodlights in the evenings. Cricket is going to be played not only on the weekends now. There is a very distinct possibility that it might become a habitual daily regime for cricketers. That is a fantastic opportunity to look forward to. It allows our youngsters to develop their skills in a good facility setting. It gives the national players the chance, being amateurs, to come down after office hours and show their commitment that they have for Singapore cricket. Cricket takes up a lot of time. Dedication is required, and we know that the Singapore cricketers are going to make use of this opportunity. The facilities, they have been liberated by the floodlights in the evening to see that their skills are bettered when they play their next international tournament. This is also the occasion to celebrate the Elite Player Series, which enters into stage 2 to this weekend. We had stage 1 previously. Stage 2 will now be played under floodlights. There's a lot of excitement. Players are looking forward to meet quality opposition from Zimbabwe, Oman, Netherlands, Indonesia and Thailand. And I'm sure that the quality opposition can only mean that our players will now know that they have to be very well equipped in meeting the challenges that are posed by these high quality opposing players from these 5 countries. There are plans to repeat this in the future, of course, and to make sure that we get perhaps other names to crowd the Singapore stage and make cricket even more exciting.
I'm Siva Santana. I'm a Vice President for Singapore Cricket Association. Okay, basically this cricket development facilities development, we have started this.
Thank you to Mr. Mahmood Ghaznavi, the Singapore Cricket Association President. At this point, I would now like to welcome on stage. It's a great pleasure to introduce our guest of honor, Minister for Communications Information, Mr. S. Iswaran.
Mr. Mahmood Ghaznavi, President of the Singapore Cricket Association, Mr. V.V. Giri, President of Singapore Indian Association, members of the Executive Committee. I see many familiar faces, excellencies representing the different countries. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to all of you. Let me say, first of all, it's a real pleasure to join you this evening at this important and historic event. If I didn't remember what this was about, the floodlights are hitting me very hard here, and I already know what the focus of the event is in particular. But let me start by saying that the MC kindly introduced me as the Minister for Communications and Information. I assumed that portfolio tomorrow. So today I'm still the Minister for Industry in the Ministry of Trade and Industry, and I thought it's relevant because the comments I wanted to make in regard to this event and this particular venture by the Cricket Association, by the Indian Association, and by the Sports SG has many elements which we have sought to emphasize in the context of the work we are doing in a larger sense in Singapore and the economy. When we talk to Singaporeans, when we talk to our enterprises, we emphasize innovation, we emphasize collaboration, and we emphasize excellence. And how does that apply in this context? First, innovation. It is really about finding new ways and different ways to do what we have been doing, and perhaps starting to do new things. And your use of the lights here is a very good example of this. With this, you now unlock new possibilities in an existing facility. And I was sharing earlier that given our climate, given the kind of environment and also the schedules that people in Singapore have, having the opportunity to play under lights at night is not just an opportunity to hone your skills in the sport under specific light conditions, but it's also an opportunity to include more people as fans, as players, and to enlarge the following for cricket in Singapore. So I'm very glad that you've been able to come together and achieve this, and it is something that I want to applaud the Cricket Association and Indian Association working with Sports SG on. So well done, and I congratulate you on this milestone. So that leads me to my second point, which is collaboration. In all the ventures that we undertake now in Singapore and indeed globally, everything is getting more complex, more challenging. And a matter like this, finding a location where our cricket players can come together, can practice, and can aspire to greater heights under lights, is something that also requires collaboration and lateral thinking. So I'm very pleased that Sports SG has been able to work this out together with the IA and Cricket Association. So you have a venue owner, if you will, you have a venue user, and you've got the overarching support from the government. This is exactly the kind of collaboration we want to encourage. And now if we can get more of Singaporeans coming, more of our local players to come in to join in the activities here, then I think we would have achieved the objective. And the final point is on excellence. I think cricket is a sport that we all, I think certainly those gathered here, love. It is a sport that stands for dedication, fair play, although sometimes some may question that given recent experiences. But in general, it's a sport for gentlemen and ladies who are in the sport, and I think it is something we should encourage, and it contributes to the diversity of what we have here. And our ability to play that at the highest levels is going to burnish our credentials and also nurture that deep culture in the sport that we want to grow in Singapore. So the various initiatives that the president of SEA has talked about in terms of your Elite Player Series, I think is a very important one, because it is an opportunity to give our local players a chance to play with international players and coaches in order to learn and to develop their skills. I'm also very glad that we have the chance today to present the awards to the 2017 SCA League winners. It's a celebration of their accomplishments and also to try and use that as an opportunity to encourage others to succeed. And most importantly, I think the fact that we've got so many cricket lovers gathering, I hope will give more momentum for attracting young talent, grooming them, so that Singapore can go on and improve. So Mahmood tells me that we are ranked 23 out of 100 in the world, which compared to other sports, not bad at all. You know, well done. But perhaps we can break 20 in the next cycle and then see how we can go up from there. So finally, I think it's a great opportunity for me to meet all of you here, and thank you very much for the invitation. I want to encourage you to continue to support the IA and the Cricket Association so that they can go on to do bigger and better things. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to the Minister. I was slightly ahead of time for that announcement, but thank you very much for being here with us. If I could ask him to remain on stage and call upon the SCA President, Mr. Mahmood Ghaznavi, to please return to the stage. This is the moment I think many people have been waiting for. So now, Minister will inaugurate the floodlights here at the Singapore Indian Association. Minister, please.
So this is a new one. I usually flick a switch or touch something. But anyway, it's my great honor and privilege to announce that the floodlights here will be switched on now. We hereby open.
Look at that, guys. Fantastic stuff. Have you ever seen Indian Association look like this before? Take a look, take some pictures, enjoy it.
I think it is only appropriate that I invite my fellow EXCO members here so that you know who put in the hard work. Can I invite Deputy President Subir Ghatak, Vice President Siva Santanam, Vice President Krishna Baidia, our Treasurer Mr. Jamil Raza, Honorary Secretary Mr. VP Jodi, and individual members rep Mr. Manish Muralidharan. Thank you very much.